Welcome to Center Heist Productions. Please hit the likes and subscribe down below in your right hand corner. Thank you to my followers and subscribers. Muchly appreciate that. And share it with your friends and family. And if you come across the channel, please don't leave without subscribing. Hitting the likes helps the channel build, and we build this good, solid community here. And if you come across the channel, like I said, hit the likes and subscribe helps us. And as our mission statement here is that we are a Habs channel that focuses on factual information. We avoid gossip, just gossip stories all the way around, because we just don't like to have to go down that road, because 99% of the time it's just something to drag people in and it never comes into fruition. So we don't go there. We wait till factual information falls, and we also don't get into the clickbait. All right, let's get to it. Apologize I'm a little late. Just life's gets a little busy at times. So tonight we have another game tonight, so that's going to be something. But we're doing Thursday's game against the Sabres, and Montreal managed to blow this game as well. And now things are getting. We'll talk about it. We're now putting ourselves in a dangerous spot. All right, let's just get to the numbers, and then we'll talk about it. First period, Buffalo comes up and storms at us. They hit us early, and it was 2-0 right away. Didn't take long. Second period, they got another goal, and Montreal had two, so we crawled within a goal, but then Buffalo put it away in the third. We could not muster up anything in the third, and they put an empty netter in and finished the game 4-2. This is very problematic now that the Habs are placing themselves in a situation where they're now endangering. We'll talk about it. Anyway, let's get to the first period. We get at 44 seconds. Soccer scores, assisted by Quinn and McLeod. 14:58, we get Malinston shorthanded, and like I said, defense played these terribly. Both of these goals were horrible, and they were horrible on San Juanpo too. He looked like garbage. It was Marshmallow Man. This was pathetic. We started to think that Monty was playing better, and in this game he looked like utter garbage. But so did the defense. Pathetic the way we played, to tell you the truth, defensively. And like I said, Montembeault, you might as well not have had anything in the net. The way these goals were scored, so soft. 2:25, Zach Benson scores again, assisted by Hellenius and Hoseland. And finally, Montreal wakes up at 3:56. Cole Caulfield gets a nice goal, assisted by Suzuki, a nice blast. And Mike Matheson. Suzuki got a nice one, assisted by Zach Bolduc, as he followed up with him, and he put it up, buried it. But again, that was the end of the second. It was 3-2 going into the third. 1916, Krebs scores on the empty net, assisted by Tage Thompson. 4-2 is your final. It was a disgrace of a game. Nothing that the Montreal should be hanging their heads very low in the sand, because this was a disgusting game in my books. It doesn't wash with me what transpired that way. Sorry to say that, but I was not impressed with what I seen. Some people will make excuses. I thought it was disgraceful. I just didn't like the way we played. All right. So, and I don't know what the hell we got. Why we got Struble, and I hate to say it, that combination of Struble and Hudson doesn't seem to work. They got burnt just about every time. They were terrible in the defensive zone, and like I said, even what's his name? Dobson got burnt too, letting that Metellus, and I can't pronounce the guy's name, skate around him for the second goal. That was terrible containment by Dobson. So between Struble not knowing how to handle the first one, totally placed himself to let the goaltender take the shooter, and he didn't. I just don't understand the mindset. And like I said, Lane got caught up ice. It was 2-on-1, but Struble played that wrong. But again, Monty looked like garbage. So shots were 34-17 for Montreal. Hits were 28-26 for Montreal. Face-offs 36-20 for Montreal. Face-off percentile 64.3 to 35.7. Sorry. Power play opportunities 3-2. Nobody could score on the power play. What that looks like. And shorthanded, they scored. It was ridiculous. They scored a shorthanded goal. I think that was the second goal in the game. Just ridiculous. Montreal just looked terrible. Um, so then we get into penalties. It was 5-4 for the Sabres. We couldn't even capitalize on that. 1 minute 10-8 for the Sabres. Block shots was 18-16 for the Sabres. Takeaways was 5-3 for the Sabres. Giveaways was 12-9. We are giving away the puck far too much, and that's the end of your stats. This was a pathetic effort. I'm sorry, I did not like what I seen out there. Things just seem, I'm really missing Texier. I hope he's all right because, boy, could we ever use him back in the lineup? I'm just sorry. I don't like the cohesion of the lineup right now. It just doesn't. We got to get bigger. I still say if the Habs are thinking they don't need to make a move, they need to make a move. We desperately need size. This is showing now. This is going to kill us if we keep losing divisional games. We're placing ourselves in trouble. And if you haven't noticed, we seem to right now, the way this year's gone, more so been winning our games. When we match up with the West, which is odd because we usually are the opposite. However, last year we did wonderful in our own division, and we're losing now in our own division. This is not a good. If this has playoff implications. Montreal, as well as we started off the season, this has playoff implications if they don't reel this in. It's got to reel in a hurry and some jolts to the lineup. And I still think the Habs need a big trade for a big winger. This shows Buffalo's got their act together, and they've been like the hottest team in month and a half, somewhere around that thereabouts. And we just can't handle them. They're too big for us. And mind you, the sense of urgency coming from Montreal just doesn't wash with me. I'm still in the position of I understand why we needed to get Phil Deneau here for the where we had so many injuries and we needed a face-off dude. But other than that, Phil, what we get all excited because he scored 1 goal in this season. That's ridiculous. Come on. So I'm not a huge fan. However, I do understand why we needed him. But I look at the factor that this lineup's got to get healthy. And although Doc is back, I just don't know. I just think Texier had something with that first line, and he also beautiful hand and eye coordination with that guy. Good skills. So I don't know. I'm starting to get concerned with the Habs losing divisional games. I have a bad feeling if they don't reel this in, this could come to bite us in the ass if we don't get a grip on this and turn the tables. And that means with Buffalo, we got to still get some games left with them. We got to turn the tables, and we better get our same with Detroit. We got to get our butts in gear, and then we're going to have a lot of Columbus coming in the rest of the season. Same with the Islanders. These are teams that give us trouble. We got to get our act together. We have to win these divisional games, otherwise we might as well say goodbye. I know we had a great start off, but we're starting to lose. Teams are catching up to us, and we're causing our own dilemmas here. We need some size, so I hope that Hughes and Gordon realize that, you still need a top 6 forward. And you probably wouldn't hurt to have a right defenseman on the right-sided defenseman. I still think that wouldn't hurt either because I've said it all along. From what I can see, I just don't see Reinbacher. I think Reinbacher's a bust for the NHL. I think he may be a great AHL player, but I think we lost on that draft. I've said it a few times, and so I do think we need one more right-sided defenseman to clean things up. And he better be big because we are a small defense, and we got to get as big. And what the hell are we thinking about putting Struble in the last couple games over Jackeye? He made mistakes 2 games ago that fell on his ass. If you go back to that game, he literally tripped over his own feet, caused a goal, or caused an odd man rush. He's always getting burnt overall, and I know they both have their moments, but Jackeye was rolling up a lot better than Struble, and again, it comes down between the goaltending situations and the defense situations, and when it comes to the third pairing, I just don't like the way it's been handled. And I'll still still stick to my guns saying the defensive coach and the goaltending coach. I'd love to see an upgrade, and I don't kid me. I want to clarify something. When I say an upgrade on the goaltending coach, I've noticed finally some of the experts, like the Pierre Maguires, guys like that, are starting to say the same thing I've been saying for a while. I think it's in the style that the goaltending coaches are teaching. These goaltenders are. You watch them; they're just. This is not a butterfly style that's in today's hockey. It's a flop. They're like seals sprawling across. They're sliding across the ice. They're always on their knees. So there's no defense to the upper side of the net, and the shooters know it. This has got to change. This is not the butterfly like it was when Patrick Roy, Carey Price, and Martin Brodeur were in the net, or Hasek. This is not that butterfly. This is called the flop, and it's garbage. Goaltenders are down on their knees way before the shot comes. So you give the whole upper net. It's got to change, and I would like to see Montreal be one of the first ones to recognize that and say, okay, we got to find someone who's more in the style of, if stand up butterfly mix, sort of what I call Patrick Roy, Martin Brodeur. They knew when to do the butterfly. These guys in the net today do not have a clue. They're just on their knees, sliding around like a seal. So let's hope Montreal fixes that, because it's starting to look ridiculous the way our goaltenders are down. And it's a coaching issue. And it's not just Montreal. The league's got a problem with this. So let's hope Montreal's one of the teams with, a moment with the executive we had that Gordon and Hughes flew into this, because it's becoming a massive problem for us. All right, so with that being said, that's the end of the episode. We will be back to you at Saturday night's game and do a review on that. Go Habs, go! But let's hope the Habs start waking up, because we need some injections into this lineup, because there's a few things that just aren't adding up. We're seeing some aging individuals that just, I know, they're slowing down. Andy's been playing well, thank God. And we know the second line has, but still, this whole team, the last game for sure, it comes to Buffalo, nobody's looked great, and that's been 2 games in a row now against the Sabres that they just don't look good. That's got to change. All right, with that being said, you're seeing here at Center how you sweat the puck drops first. We'll catch you in the next episode. Go ahead, go. Leave your comments on what you thought of the game. I was disgusted with this play. There was no urgency in this, and it's going to come back.